go to a compost pile. One in the works, and I need some soil here, some good compost. This isn't quite what I was hoping for, but maybe some of this stuff is good. This is rotten birch. Look at that, how beautiful is that? Got some microorganisms. That's all I'm after at the moment, whether it's in the form of soil or roots. According to that, roots. Here's some of my pile. I used a bunch of it today in that tire over there. And I just dumped my fish hydrolysate in there. So I'm going to try to skim around that. All I need is microorganisms to get the fish started. Yep. Look at that. That's old compost. Good stuff. Perfect stuff. That was years in the making. I've been making compost forever. Okay, so here's a fish that we caught last night. I didn't break it up. I usually come out and chop them fresh, but I wasn't up to it last night. I was pretty tired after a full day outside. But that's just pickerel. And then this is water, a cup of molasses, a cup-ish of molasses. Shake that up, get that dissolved. I toss this in. And I'm not in any hurry for that fish to decompose. I get enough hydrolysate to last me years. But I hate to throw away a fish if it's injured and it won't relive. I know it feeds other fish, but I just rather put it to use. Mix this in a little bit. I need more water. I'll come out and add another 3 or 4 gallons of water, 3 gallons of water maybe, and mix this up. Anyways, that was just water, molasses, and I cheat and I put a little bit of yeast in just to get it going a little bit faster. That's one of my tricks. Yeast is great for compost. And if I have an open can of beer or a bottle of beer that we're not drinking, we're not really beer drinkers, one once in a while is good, but that's good, and stuff like this, good for the compost too. Okay, and I'll leave that there as my stirrer. And the screen that I use to filter, and lay that over the top. And I do this because you don't want this closed tight. We want just enough air to get in to help things break down a little bit better. So you can see a fly is already after that. So if we can keep the flies out, we don't want them laying their eggs. There we go. That might be too heavy though. There we go. Just enough to weight it down so the flies don't get in, but air can get in. And I do the aerobic method, so all my compost needs air. I'm a believer of that. That's why I turn my compost so fast. 2 or 3 times a week if I can. And I have compost from start to finish in about 3.5 weeks, depending on the weather. But I'm a firm believer that aerobic versus anaerobic, I think that's a slower process, or at least that's what I find. So, je suis fini.